Top of the SportsMax Zone for this Thursday, Mehidi Hasan scored his maiden Test 100 as Bangladesh dictated the pace on day 2 of the opening test against the West Indies at the Zahu Ahmad Chowdhury Stadium in Chattogram. At the close of play, the West Indies reached 75 for 2, replying to 430 made by the Bangladeshis. Bangladesh had started the day on 242 for 5. Shawana Banks details the day 2 happenings.
It didn't take long for the West Indies to have success on day 2. Jamil Warrikan removing Leighton Das with just 6 runs added. Shakib Al Hassan reached his 25th Test half-century.
Half-century on return to Test match cricket for Shakib Al Hassan. Outstanding all-rounder.
At the other end, Mehidi Hasan was dropped by debutant Shane Mosley. That one would really turn out to hurt the Windies. Rakeem Cornwall did get the vital wicket of Al Hassan, the left-hander falling for 68. 315 for 7 at that stage. And 44 runs later, Shannon Gabriel got his first wicket of the match. Tajul Islam caught down the leg side at 359 for 8. But Hassan Miraj was still there, the right-hander riding his luck on his way to a maiden Test century.
That's the celebration that you want. Reminding Mustafis to come back for the second as he gets a well-compiled 100.
Cornwall eventually dismissing him for 103, but the damage was already done as the home side got to 430 all out. Warrikan 4 for 133 and Cornwall 2 for 114, the pick of the bowlers. West Indies then batted 29 overs and lost 2 wickets. John Campbell, the first to go LBW on review.
Ball tracking coming up now.
The left-hander going for just 3. Mustafizur Rahman also accounted for Shane Mosley. This time he was the one asking for the third umpire's help, but that was very much plumb in front. 24 for 2 at that stage, but captain Craig Bradworth 49 and Nkrumah Bonner 17 took the Caribbean side to 75 for 2 at the close. Still, 355 runs behind and a lot of work to do.
So, Captain Craig Bradworth spoke to Windies media following the day's play and believes the Caribbean men are still in the contest.
I thought the Bangladesh, batsmen played well. Obviously, the pitch is a good one. So, the guys buckled down. Obviously, we had 1 or 2 chances that was quite tough. But, I thought they played well. But I think throughout the innings, we were very disciplined, so I'm very happy with that.
How detrimental do you think those missed chances were in the field?
Well, I mean, any chance, you would like to take. I still think, in the game, as I said, I think it's a very good pitch. So, it's just key for us to, put runs on the board.
Do you think maybe you need an extra spinner on this track?
Well, I won't say that. I thought, Warrikan and, Cornwall, in partnership bowled well together. Bonner, didn't get a lot of overs, but, he showed that, he could do a job as well. So I won't say that. I think the fast bowlers created a lot of pressure. Just, for us to keep grinding.
How is the wicket playing currently, and how do you foresee it playing over the next few days?
Well, I thought it played well today. Not much spin. Some balls they spin, but the bounce is quite true. It's not too low. So, I think it will hold up for the next day and a half. And then possibly, day 4 and 5, it may start to rise a little bit more. But I think it's a good pitch for batting still.
What will be the West Indies' aim for day 3 of this match?
Well, I mean, it's key to get runs on the board. Right now, we did well. 70 off the 2, and I just think we got build partnerships tomorrow and look to put a big first innings. It should be crucial. A big first innings total on the board.
Well, Craig Bradworth has 8 Test hundreds in his career at this point, and he must be thinking of a 9th because he has to carry this West Indies batting deep into day 2 to keep them alive in this match. Mariah, George?
We need 2 big partnerships. So we need...
Where is it coming from?
Well, the guys who are left. But I thought at the top of the show you were the one who said you were the eternal optimist. You were always finding hope.
I'm very confident,
right.
But I just wanted to know where you think it's coming from. I have my people. I have 3 people.
No, it will come from the specialist batsmen. I don't expect any of our bowlers. Well, we have a couple of all-rounders in there now. we know at the first class level that Jimbo Cornell is more than useful with the bat, so you'll have to produce a career best effort at this stage. What I'm saying, you're going to need a partnership of maybe 160 something and then one of 80 something to really get us really into the thing and to really give the Bangladesh bowlers some problems, give the captain something to think about, and have the fielders running around out there in the sun, because that's how you drive home an advantage. One good partnership won't do. It will need two solid partnerships, and I'm suggesting that Craig Brathwaite is going to be a key part in either of those two partnerships or in both of them.
Definitely, George. I feel as if, well, Craig Brathwaite definitely has to score a century in order for us to even be in the competition. And Nkrumah Bonner, it's sad that he's making his debut, but I'm expecting him to at least get 75 for us. A lot of pressure will also be on Jermaine Blackwood. We know what he's capable of, and I feel like this is where he will have to put his hand up and bring the boys home. Bring the boys home, yeah.
Mehidi Hasan's knock was solid. You know, there were some drop chances there, but I looked at his innings, and it was a fighting innings, a determined innings. He's batting at number 8, by the way. I think he's the 4th Bangladeshi to score 100 batting at number 8. Kemar Roach will be the number 8 batsman in the West Indies innings. Yeah. I'm not sure if Kemar can do what Mehidi did, but he was solid. He played some fine shots through the onside, cutting and driving through the offside, sweeping, and he looked pretty accomplished for a number 8 batsman. And he was, I think this was it was the 3rd time he was making a half century in Test cricket, and he turned it into a ton.
Definitely, Lance. And you say when you get lucky, you just get lucky, because he got a lot of lives while he was batting. He was dropped, and he got the opportunity again, and then something happened again, and he got the chance again. What I will say is what our West Indies men can take from Bangladesh is that their lower batting order had stepped up when they needed them the most. Because remember, they had lost a lot of wickets before we came back on day 2. So we can learn something from them. If our lower batting order can just come to the table, come to the party, then we'll be okay.
Mm-hmm. You knock off the first 5 for 242, and then the next 5 put on 188.
Exactly.
So it definitely got away from the West Indies. 430 runs after 242 for 5. It's not good going from the bowling team. The start, it would have been better if it was 75 without loss. 75 for 2. I am not optimistic, I can confess to you both. Yeah. I think that the next wicket that falls,
that's it.
We're going to run through. I've told you what I think they need. And here's the thing. Jermaine Blackwood, in the 2 most recent series we've seen him in England and in New Zealand. Different conditions, these, because the spinners are going to be dictating a lot of what happens. He needs to prove to me that his maturity extends to him mastering the spinners. Or, well, he didn't master the fast bowlers, but he did conquer them from time to time. He'd have to prove to me that he has the spinners well measured, and I can't wait to see him get to the crease. But in the context of where the West Indies are, I'm willing to wait a day and a half to see Jermaine Blackwood come to the crease, which would mean that somebody is going to be batting for a very long time.
Lance and George, I have a question. What is John Campbell's problem? And I'm asking that because he does extremely well in every practice match. What happens when we really need him to step up?
But are you comfortable asking that question, what's happening to John Campbell, when you could ask that question of Craig Brathwaite? It's only that, well, he has 49 not out already in this game. But I'm suggesting to you that the West Indies carrying an opener, we can say that Craig Brathwaite has been carried for several tests.
Correct.
John Campbell, he didn't have the chips in the bucket that Craig Brathwaite had by the time he was effectively a passenger. So I can see him being picked on. But the point of view is that we have no world-class opener in the West Indies. There's nobody who's not, well, the players who are not in Bangladesh now, who could open, none of them are world beaters. So right. It is that it's a pretty much a problem position for the West Indies selectors, because opening batting in this region is weak. You have some bullies at the regional level, but when they take the step up, everybody struggles.
Well, I guess that draws on the point where when we talk about India, that they have a system in place. So
you can't compare India to West Indies, man. I
know, I'm not comparing, but I'm just saying, if we could at least copy their system, we can be in a better position.
George used the term world class just now, and I think that is a key term, because world-class players are not in the West Indies at the moment. I guess you could argue that Jason Holder, as for a long period in the past 2 years, the number one all-rounder in the world, currently number two.
Well, I'd say he's a world-class all-rounder, for sure, in Test cricket, yeah.
But outside of him,
yes,
it's hard to find world-class players representing the West Indies at the moment in red ball cricket.
Yes.
So that's a key story there. A lot of world-class players, by the way, will be in action tonight on SportsMax, 11 o'clock in Jamaica, midnight Eastern Caribbean time, when India, the red-hot India, Virat Kohli returning to take charge of the team. They're up against England, the first match of a 4-test series, which we expect to be gripping. All the action will be live on SportsMax starting tonight.